It
And
said the wait. I clicked the upcoming live stream that says spending your kids' inheritance on interest
right,
for
yeah,
113.23.
right. It should come up live. I hope I didn't put the wrong date on it.
No, you put 113.23. That's
Okay,
today.
okay, all right.
Do you have a big call
We'll see if
on
it comes
your
up this
life,
time.
but
Okay.
you don't know what to do to
Yeah.
make it into
In 5 seconds, go ahead
Oh
and.
yeah, perfect. I got you now. I got
All
you. I
right,
got
all
you.
right. Go ahead and turn that volume down. All right, my brother. Thank you. Listen, folks, if you ever see something that's not going right, because we sometimes our vision is limited, and any help you can give us, we certainly do appreciate. So, folks, if you want to, what we're doing now, if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, if you want to know how you can stop being an interest generating machine, how you can borrow money at a discount, how you can make sure that mathematically you pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you. Oh my goodness. Buy everything that you were supposed to buy and not give the bank all the interest they were looking for, because now you know how the game is played. Now, anybody who wants to know how the game is played, go ahead and put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat while you are going ahead and sharing the room as well. Please share the room. Let's get some more people in here so they can see what we're talking about. I'm getting ready to put on the screen a real estate investor with a it is a multifamily. It's just $200,000, but because he's a real estate investor, the situation dictated that his interest rate on this loan is a whopping 18%. Did you hear that, Ryan? 18%.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Not
I
8%,
heard that.
18%. So, folks, what can you do with an interest rate of 18% except groan and complain? I'm going to show you how anyone, can make even an 18% interest rate work for them. Ryan, are you interested to see that?
Oh yeah. I was on here with you on Wednesday, and you were just tapping a little bit into the interest as it relates to real estate and the benefits of having that higher interest rate as opposed to the lower, and refining to the lower. So I'm definitely interested. Let's go.
All right. So listen, folks, if your deal makes money or puts you in a position where you can accomplish your goal, all right, then interest rate doesn't matter. It's interest cost that matters, and interest cost can be managed. Interest cost can be managed. So in this case, I need you to look at, I'm putting this on the screen right now. All right. And this is the deal on this one. Here's a $200,000 mortgage at 18%. Here's the payment. $3,014.18. But what the deal is, because this is a multifamily unit, and the income from the unit is $6,000. Okay, so folks, I want to ask some questions here. If what I have to pay to manage or control this property is $3,000, but my income on the property is $6,000, do I really care at this point what my interest rate is if this is making me money?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so folks, here's what we're doing. We're focusing on interest rate and we're reacting to the words. We need to react to the numbers. We need to respond to the numbers. What are the numbers? It costs me $3,000 to manage this property. All right, but I'm making $6,000 in rents coming in. Oh my goodness, that is pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, here's what we're looking. Now, I need you to take a look at what I have over here. Monthly debt payments, okay, $3,000, okay, and monthly expenses. So we're taking this real estate investor is taking $2,000 out, okay, and reinvesting that money. Ryan, what a deal! It costs $3,000, making $6,000, taking $2,000 and investing it in other property. What a deal! Do you just love it?
Yep, you know you're walking down my street.
Okay. All right. So now hit this. There is another number down there, $985.82. That's 16.4% of the income from that property. This real estate investor is now putting that money into a reserve fund so that they can have cash available for repairs and maintenance on the property. Okay, so we're investing, we're still doing what we need to do, and we're putting money aside for the repairs and maintenance. So if anybody else wants to come and talk about this, please come to the stage, and especially if you're a real estate investor. But listen, Ryan, got a question for you. If I have that money in the bank, that I'm putting $985 every month into that reserve fund, what kind of account normally would I put that money in at the bank?
Most people just put it in a savings account, but we put it in an escrow so that it can gain interest.
Okay, so we're going to put it in a savings account or some kind of account where it's going to gain interest, correct?
Correct.
Okay, now the interest rate on these accounts at the bank is about 1/10 of 1%.
0.1 or something like that.
Yeah, 1/10 of 1%. 1/10 of 1%. That's where that money is sitting. But this is a real estate investor that is making this kind of money, but is totally satisfied that they have funds on the sideline just in case something goes wrong. Now, this is a pretty good position to be in. As a real estate agent, would you say that this is pretty good?
It's okay, but from listening to you, I know there's other ways.
Well, I kind of like this way. I tell you what, I kind of like this way.
Nothing's wrong with that way. Nothing's wrong with that way. It's sustainable, but there's better ways to do it.
There are better ways to do it. You got that right. Let's see what we can do about that. Now, this real estate investor has other properties, okay? And over the years, they've been able to have the right percentage of monies go into that account. This particular account has more than 60, has about $60,000 or $70,000 in it. How about that?
I mean, that's good.
Okay. All right. So here's what we're talking about. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to break this down to you, and then I'm going to drill down a little deeper. Here's what we were able to do with this particular client. I need you to see how much interest, if this client paid now, here's what's crazy. Nothing has changed. They are paying a little over $3,000 every month, and they are bringing in $6,000 every month. Okay, out of the $3,000 that they're paying, this is what the bank wants over 30 years. Okay, but it has nothing to do with how much money they're making. So if I'm totally focused on the money that I make, right, Ryan, then I'm not looking at how much interest I'm paying to get the money. In fact, most people don't even care because it's tied up in the monthly payment. I'm paying $3, but I'm getting $6. That leaves me about $3, which is good. All right. So watch what happens. I need you to see how much interest the bank wants over 30 years on a $200,000 loan. $884,974. Even if I am cash flowing over 60 grand a year, do I want to pay the bank $884,000 just in interest alone?
Nobody want to do that, even if they do have it. Nobody wants to do that.
But do you see how easy it is for that to fly under the radar? This is the money that I'm talking about, folks. This is our children's inheritance. Even though we're making good money, even though we're investing a lot of the money that we're bringing in every month, we totally discount the fact that we're paying all of this money in interest on this loan, $884,000. So we showed them how they can leverage the income that they have so that they will only pay $172,021 in interest, saving them $712,953 that they don't have to pay to acquire the same asset. So, Mr. Ryan, if I don't have to pay $712,000 that the bank wants me to pay, almost $713,000, then what could I do with that money I would have paid to the bank? That's $700,000. What can I do with that?
You can invest it into properties. You can finally pay for your kids' colleges. You can leave a legacy worth leaving. You can, change the direction of your whole lineage.
Listen, are you glad you came into this room?
Man, I'm telling you, I got off the phone and just started mentioning to some of my clients, would you be interested to learn how to pay your mortgage off in 7 to 10 years?
And what is
Everybody's like, what? Let me know when it's ready. Hold on, wait. What? I'm like, wait, pause, stop. Because I need to go back to the man who has the plan and get on track.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Listen, what we're talking about before, we were telling people that if you want to know the month, day, and year, you could be debt free. Now, I need you to look down to the next line because this is important. This real estate investor who was okay with having this loan for 30 years, continuing to make $6,000 a month, because see, that payment is locked in. That payment is locked in. That payment is not going anywhere for 30 years. Are you hearing me? But what are the rents?
Tracking with you.
But what are the rents going to do? The rents are going to continue to increase.
Keep going up. Mm-hmm.
And they're going to start feeling better and better and better because the rents are going to go up. The income is going to go up, but what I have to pay to stay in control of this property stays the same for 30 years. So they're feeling really good about their position. Do you see? But the thing is, even though the rents are going to go up, this $884,000 I just pointed out to them, now it becomes a real thing. Now it becomes real money. I don't want to have to pay that. Folks, continue to share this room. Let's get some people in here. If you're watching us online, thank you so very much for being here. And go ahead and say good morning from where you are. Just tell us where you are, and then our engineer will post it on the screen for you so we can say hello to you. But watch this. To pay $172,000 in interest, if this loan was set up the way the bank wanted, the way the bank would normally set it up for a 30-year loan, okay? If it was set up like a 30-year loan just to pay the $172,000, guess what the interest rate would have to be? I have it highlighted right here. You would need an interest rate of 4.67% to pay this little amount of interest on a new 30-year loan. So it is possible, if you know the rules to the game, to make your 18% loan perform like it was a loan at 4.67%. At the same time, you're still investing in other properties. What do y'all say to that? All right. Let me check the chat. I say, okay, I got Miranda here that's saying good morning in a Clubhouse from Atlanta. Ryan is in Atlanta. I got Daniel here from New Jersey. All right. And oh man, Daniel says, thank you for the information. You are so welcome, Daniel. So listen, this interest is making the banks rich. Okay. So if interest listen, we've got to say good morning to LaRon Carter that is watching us from Indianapolis this morning and on YouTube. Thank you so much, LaRon Carter, for being here. Now I need you guys to focus in on Jonathan is here from Douglas, Georgia. I see you in there, Jonathan Jones. So listen, folks, I need you to see something. Because they're only going to pay $172,000. Guess what I had to do for this particular client, Ryan? I had to guarantee that they were not going to pay any more interest than $172,000. You see, they paid me for this program, but they only paid me once, but they get to use this program for the rest of their lives. But if they gave me the right information and they follow our program to the letter, and they pay one dime over $172,021, okay? If they pay even $1 more, guess what I have to do, Ryan? Guess what I would have to do?
What you got to do?
I got to pay them back their money. I've saved them over $700,000. But I didn't say I'm going to save you over $700,000. I said I'm going to save you at least $712,953. If I don't do that, I have to pay you back your money you paid for this program. Have you ever heard of any program like that ever in life?
No, because that's basically tracking with them for the next 7.5 to however many the years are structured. So
yes,
that's like a lifetime guarantee.
Mm-hmm. It is a lifetime guarantee. Now, here's what's good. So now I'm going to promise them that they're not going to pay any more than $172,021 in interest. So there is absolutely no risk to the purchaser of this program. None. Watch this. Instead of 30 years, they're going to be out of debt in 7.8 years. That is, instead of paying 360 payments, they're going to pay only 94 payments to get out of debt on this loan. If they make 95 payments, see, we have to give them this in writing. Okay. If they pay 95 payments, then I have to pay them their money back. It's in writing. Man, you can't lose with the stuff we use, folks. So now here's the other thing. You know what's great about that $712,000 that they don't have to pay the bank anymore? What if they were to invest that? Okay. And over the next 22 years, and turn that money that they would have paid the bank into $1,190,592. Now we're talking about taking money that was supposed to go to your children and your children's children, because we're spending our children's inheritance on interest. Here is where the rubber meets the road, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the $712,000 extra dollars that's the real problem. What, Don? Yeah, not the $712,000 that's the real problem. It's the money that money can never make for you because you paid it out. I need you to start looking at money a different way. And here's what you need to focus on. Money you could have made that you didn't make should be considered a loss. Write it down. Money you could have made that you did not make should be considered a loss. If you are a believer, if you are faith-based, now we're talking about being a steward of the resources God has blessed you with. So This is worse than if you're familiar with the parable of the talents. This is worse than burying it in the ground. Taking money, taking resources that you could have made, and then giving away $712,000 that you didn't have to. But not only that, but because I need you to look up opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. That's what we're talking about here. Opportunity cost. $712,000 uninvested for your family cannot make for you over $1 million that was meant for your family in the first place. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Ryan? Oh, listen, folks, I need you to raise your hand and come to the stage and watch this. I need you to see what we're talking about here, because not only can he pay off the debt in 7.8 years, acquire that property and acquire the deed in 7.8 years instead of 30 years. But now what happens when this is all paid off, or even along the way to being paid off? Are we gaining equity at 5 to 7 times the regular rate? I need to hear.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So if I'm gaining equity at 5 times the regular rate, and I'm saving money on interest that I can reinvest, the equity that I'm getting it at a discount, aren't I? Because I don't have to pay all that interest to get that equity. Now, I need you to follow me on this, because I'm going to put something else on the screen in a minute.
It's a discount and an accelerated rate.
It's an accelerated rate and a discount at the same time. Okay, so now the money that I could have paid the bank, I can now invest for my family. And the equity that I'm receiving, I'm paying down that loan at an accelerated rate at a much lower interest cost, but I'm still able to invest the amount of money that I've earmarked for investing. Okay, so I'm investing, and watch this. When I have all that equity, then, Mr. Ryan, if I have equity in this house, what could I do? What could I do to increase my profitability? Do you have any ideas if I have a ton of equity in this house?
Yeah, I mean, you could draw from the equity and reinvest it into more properties. You can. It's so many things you can do.
What? So I can refi this, take cash out, and listen. I need to pay attention to, if I had just done it the old way to take cash out, the old way, I would need to see how much interest I actually paid to be able to acquire this equity. Well, in our program, we actually show you how much interest you're paying, how much interest you didn't have to pay. We track it all. And now you can know how much this equity actually cost you. And you're getting it at 75 to 80% off. In this case, Mr. Ryan, we're getting it at 81% off, 81% less than what the bank said that we had to pay them. And that's after we signed the contract, not before. Okay. So listen, are we flipping the script here? Are we flipping the script so we can stop sending our children's inheritance to the bank? And not just the extra money, but now we can't earn the kind of money we need to from the equity, reinvesting the monies that we could have paid in interest, but we didn't. Now we're looking at an extra $1 million just from the interest alone. But how much extra can we make with that money when we cash out refi, and then we add into the mixture how much interest I didn't have to pay to get there? Folks, I'm getting ready to put something else on the screen, and we have a link here. We have a link that we're going to put up. Let me see if I can still have that and paste it in the chat. This is a link to my opportunity cost calculator. I'm putting that in the comment section. I'm going to put it in the chat here. All right, on Clubhouse. This is my opportunity cost calculator. It didn't paste. So let me see how I can get. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up on the screen itself. I'm going to pull up a new window here, and let me see if I can paste that here and bring up the opportunity cost calculator. It's a video. It's a 20. Hold on for a second. All right, there we go. All right, now this is what it looks like, folks. We have a video on this subject on the calculator that tells you exactly what to do and when. See, all of this stuff is not magic. It's just math. So we've designed a computer system that can do all of this math for you. All right. So let's go ahead and let me copy this again. All right. Hold on for a second. I need to share. Go ahead that and copy. And let me make sure I put it here for people to see. All right. There we go. And I'm applying it. I'm going to put it in Clubhouse as well. There we go. There you are, folks. So that is the link to our opportunity cost calculator. So you can see that little video that we put together. So you can understand the strategy behind a computer that beats the bank's computer at their own game. And then we talk about the education that we provide that helps people to understand why we do what we do. All right. So, Mr. Ryan, will you go ahead and if you're here, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
All right, thank you for that. I'm Ryan Lamar. I am out of Atlanta. I am a real estate agent and a real estate investor. I'm also a new agent coach, and I host a couple of shows and stuff like that too. But my main focus right now is developing wealth and creating legacies worth leaving and spreading the wealth amongst people that look like me.
Wow. I want to thank you for that, sir. So listen, folks, I want to make sure that everybody can get this. If you can't, I'm getting a message here that on some of our platforms, the link isn't coming up. So if you would go to YouTube and then search opportunity cost calculator, this video will come up, and then you will be able to access it. And then you can know the technology behind what we're doing. But I'm getting ready to get into the education piece a little bit. If you want to see how an 18% mortgage actually can respond to you in a way that you can whip this thing down so that you can be in complete control and you don't have to feel bad about an 18% mortgage if that's what you have to make money. Let me show you how you can go to sleep at night when everybody is moaning and groaning about an 18% interest rate, but you are in complete control. Put a number 9 in the chat if you want to see it. Put a number 9 in the chat if you want to see this. And I need to start sharing this. I got 12 people in here now. I need to get some more folks in here. Listen, no one has seen this before, how you can make an 18% mortgage respond like a 4% mortgage and still make a ton of money. All right. So let's go ahead and put this on the screen. It's the same $200,000 mortgage we talked about. All right. 200,000. at 18%. 18%. What is that all about? 18%, 360 months. So we're going to calculate that. Let's see, 200,000, 18% interest, 360
That
payment.
person must have had a very, very low credit score.
All right. Well, listen, sometimes it you can be in a position where you want to get the money fast. And sometimes to get the money fast, there's ways to get that money without a credit score. You can go to somebody who will
I was
lend you.
about to say,
Yeah,
you just have to move smartly. That's all.
yeah, you can get that. But here's a deal. Here's a deal. Even if you're in a position where this becomes necessary, you can still make it work for you. All right. And now I need you to write these things down. First of all, control the principal payment and you control the loan, not the interest rate. Okay. Control the principal payment and you control the loan. If you want to see what we're looking at, please go to YouTube and search P.I.L.L method, and you can see these numbers we're putting on the screen. Okay. All right. Control. There you go, Daniel. Thank you so much. Control the principal payment and you control the loan. Here's the next thing you want to write down. Interest payments you skip don't matter. Write it down. If you want to stop spending your children's inheritance on interest, these two concepts you have to understand and believe. You control the principal payment, controlling the loan, and interest payments I skip don't matter. I need you to see, Ryan, are you seeing what I'm seeing here out of this payment of $3,014? David is here. David is here. Everybody, David Hunt is here watching us live. Man, listen, I love it when the folks come back over and over and over again. So Ryan, if you had not been in my other room and you saw this loan, how would this make you feel? Out of $3,000, $14.17 goes to principal.
I would feel like I got beat over the head.
Liza, Liza, I like what you're doing there with that new PTR. All right. I know you're busy, but listen, you need to come up here and talk. Okay. If you can. All right. Because Liza she's spreading the word in New Jersey. Liza, how are you this morning?
Hi, Don. Good morning, guys. Grand Rising, everyone. Beautiful people. Thank you, Don. Hi, Ryan.
Good morning.
I'm actually in PA, but I'm originally from New York. But listen, I do PA, I do New Jersey. We go everywhere. We bring it to the towns. Everywhere there's the peoples that need it.
All right. All right. Well, listen, forgive me for getting your state wrong. All right, folks. I need you all to focus in on this thing right now. Okay. $14 going to principal, $3,000 going to interest. Let me show you what can happen here once you understand this. And if you are online right now, go ahead and start sharing the room so other people can learn how to beat up on an 18% interest rate instead of letting it beat up on you. All right. So number one, let's say we're making a payment this month in January. $14.17 goes to principal. $3,000 goes to interest. Okay. So next month, February, $14.38 goes to principal. $2,999.79 goes to interest. All right. So Ryan, are you seeing this?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it. Okay. You know I'm watching.
So if I make my payment in January, do I have to wait till February to give the bank that $14.38?
Not at all.
And you mean I could give that $14 to them in January?
Absolutely.
If I do, will they have to subtract that from my principal? Because all that money goes to principal.
Yes, because you've already made your satisfaction for the interest payment for the month.
Exactly. And so now I'm paid down to the principal balance on line 2, aren't I?
Yep.
So if I'm paid down to here, my next mortgage payment for February is actually on what line of this schedule?
Line 3.
I'm already on line 3. The payment for March has to move up one. Are you telling me, sir, that we just got rid of line 2 on this amortization schedule for only $14.38?
Yep. I'm trying to contain my excitement because I've already watched you do this. But yep. Yep. That's what I'm telling you.
And the $2,999.79 that the bank wanted on line 2, that's the money that they did want. What happens to that interest payment on line 2? What happens to that money?
You don't have to pay that.
Ever?
Ever. You just skipped it. How would you have to go back to it?
You mean just for $14.38, I've just eliminated almost $3,000 in interest I never have to pay because of how the amortization schedule is set up.
Exactly.
And listen, it was set up that way for the banks to make a ton of money.
Circling back to what you said in the beginning, it was the banks looking out for the banks.
But this is why they don't teach the people who work in the bank how this works. So because if they did, they would let the information out to us. And we would know better. Oh my gosh. We can make a killing with this thing. So remember, interest payments I skip don't matter. So if I'm focused here on how much interest I have, if I'm focused on the interest rate, I will miss opportunities that I could use to make a lot of money here. So if I make my mortgage payment in January, what if I take the next 3 principal payments? Okay. 1438, 1460, and 1482. Okay. Less than $45. Less than $45, a little under $45. If I were to prepay $45 to this loan, Ryan, Liza, $45 just prepaid. Okay. I skip out on nearly $9,000 in interest I never have to pay. And my next mortgage payment for February is on line 5 of this amortization schedule.
Man, every single time I watch this, it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer.
Man, oh man. Then now, when we have, now this is the basics. This is what we're teaching people so they can understand what the opportunity cost calculator is doing. That's why you need to watch this video, because this is what the calculator is doing behind the scenes. It's figuring out how much money you need to move, and it's figuring out the least amount of money out of your budget that you need to move to the loan, telling you what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on, so that you can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. What? You mean it even goes further than this? It's not just enough to pay $45 and to save nearly $3,000 in interest. You mean I can actually save more money per dollar if I knew exactly how much to move? Folks, it's about math. It's not about feeling. It's not magic. It's math. So, Mr. Ryan, Ryan, Liza, everybody else that's on stage watching us on Clubhouse, everyone watching us on YouTube or watching the replays. Miranda, go ahead. Put those hands up, Miranda. I need you all to see this thing. Look at cumulative principal. If you want your mind really blown, look at cumulative principal here, the column here. If I make this mortgage payment just like the bank wants me to, and guess what? And it's so easy to do that. So easy to do that. If my payment is $3,000 a month, but I'm making $6,000 a month, it's so easy not to pay attention to this part. Folks, are you hearing me? So easy to miss it. I need you to see how much principal you would pay down in 1 year. Oh, man.
I am tracking with you. I'm tracking.
Are you tracking? All right. How much principal would you pay down in 1 year on this loan, Ryan? Line 12, cumulative principal. Can you see it?
I cannot. I just got in the car.
That's okay. That's okay.
To the office.
That's okay. Listen in, man. Listen in. $184.79. If you pay it just like the bank wants you to, even though your mortgage payment is $3,000, but you're making $6,000 from your tenants, this is what's happening behind the scenes if you're not paying attention. You would pay your loan down by $184.79, and the interest you would pay is $35,985.25. Yeah. Silence. Let that breathe for a minute.
That's a whole car. That's in interest payments. Just
in 1 year. That's a whole car, he said. And I'm letting it go because no one taught me how to read an amortization schedule. They only taught me how to make this property pay me money. I'm paying out $3,000, but I'm making $6,000, and I'm taking $2,000 that I'm making every month and investing it in newer properties and more properties. I'm investing that. The younger family has something here. It says, I need help with that. Do you take clients? Oh man, here you go, younger family. Let's go ahead and let's put something on the screen. I need to take a little break anyway. So let's do something for the younger family. Younger family, I'm going to give you, I'm going to put it in the chat here. All right. In the comment section. We're going to put it on the screen. ICE10K.com. ICE10K.com. We're going to post it on our link in Clubhouse as well. ICE10K.com. And we're adding that link. If you go to that link, that's my digital business card, ICE10K.com. There's a button in there that says get a savings and earnings report. Younger family, this is not just for you. This is for everybody listening in and watching the replay. Once you go to that digital business card, you will see a link that takes you to my website, or you can go directly to my website, which is pillmethod.com. All right. Once you see that button that says get a savings and earnings report, click on that button, follow all of the directions, especially the direction that says we need to verify your cell phone number just to make sure you're not a robot. Once we verify your cell phone number, click that button once. We're sending you a code to your cell phone as a message. Take the code, only click the button once now. Take the code that you receive and put it back into the website and verify the code. And then you can click on the button that says, I want to save now. That will bring up our financial form. Fill it out. Once you fill it out, then submit it to us. Someone from our staff will give you a call, verify your numbers, and set up a consultation for you. You will then know the month, day, and year you could be debt-free, and how much interest you can save, and how much interest that money could make for you if you were to invest it even at a 1% return on your money. That's what's exciting about it. All right. So younger family, I hope that has answered your question on how you can get a hold of us. Also, if you want other information on how to become a client, it's actually in my book as well. You can go to Amazon and get my book. And it is the only book out of 33 million titles that even begins to talk about this subject of interest cancellation and what it can mean for you. Okay? So, listen. Oh, he says, oh, yeah. It says, OMG, thank you. You are entirely welcome, sir. All right. If there's anybody else on stage, okay, Nas wants to come on up. All right. Nas, come on up here. You raised your hand. I see you. Talk to me, sir. What's up?
Mr. Ice, can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly, sir.
Perfect. So I recently bought a house, I want to say 2 years ago. My realtor, Luis, presented me your book.
Luis Australia?
Yes, sir. That's my guy.
Come on, talk to us.
So he presented me your book 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of slept on it. But I recently picked the book up, I want to say a couple of weeks ago. And I read the first few pages. And I got so empowered. I called my mortgage company and told them what I wanted to do. I wanted to add an extra $500 going towards the principal payment, and then they gave me a little bit of fuss, but they said I had to email, the mortgage department and request it, include my mortgage loan number, the whole nine. I did it. And, when I say the last couple of like months have been life-changing in regards to seeing that number drop, it's like I unlocked something that I was not supposed to unlock, so I just wanted to, and I haven't even finished the book yet. So what compelled me to get up on stage was to tell you how phenomenal the book is. And for anybody in the crowd that, hasn't read the book yet, get it, because it'll be life-changing.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So when you continue to read the book, you're going to learn more about the opportunity cost calculator. That there is a link there that I put up earlier. There's a link in the book that would take you to the opportunity cost calculator. And would you like to be able to save even more interest? Optimize the interest savings? I mean, have a computer beat the bank's computer so you're not just guessing as to how much money to pay every month. And Nas, how would you like to be in a position where you don't have to put money towards principal every month?
Wow. See, and that's, I still feel like I'm guessing, right? So I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not in control yet. You mentioned earlier, this P.I.L.L method will put you in a position where you feel like you're in control, and I don't feel like I'm in control yet. So yeah, I'm going to complete that book, but I just want to tap in with you. I didn't know you were on YouTube either.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, watch your YouTubes and really get into them.
Wow, man. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. But you see, folks, you don't have to know everything to start saving money. Okay. So if I were to ask you, Nas, if I were to ask you, Liza or Ryan, when is the best time to start saving money? What would you say?
Today.
Today, definitely.
Today, folks, today. So he took immediate action, even though he says, I'm still not in control, but I'm better off than I was. Come on. Facts. Okay. Can I show you a little bit more math, you guys? Can I show you a little bit more math here? Okay. A little bit more math, because I love them. The math is simple, but it actually seems like magic because no one is out there teaching this. Okay. So we have the book on the screen. If you haven't seen the book, it has been a #1 bestseller on Amazon 5 different times. All right. And I need you to go ahead and get that book so that and don't let it sit on the shelf. Don't think. All right. I'm going to ask you now. Listen, I'm not trying to make light of your newfound information, but was there a little something in the back of your head that says that the information in this book is probably something like stuff I've heard before. Nas, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yes. And, unfortunately, my parents, they were homeowners, but this is information that they weren't privy to, and within our community, like, it's not something that it's information that we don't know about because we don't have examples or we don't have models, So I would hear bits and pieces of it, like, oh, you could pay your mortgage down in half of the time, but like I would hear it, but no one would show up. Like I would have no examples and no models of it until this book, So
Well, thank you for what you said, because I couldn't have said it better. Okay. And I didn't know you before today, but I'm glad to know you now. So, folks, what we are talking about is knowledge applied. Okay, knowledge applied. You said that knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. A knowledge that we sit on and we don't do anything with, it doesn't do us any good. So we want you to take this knowledge and apply it and do something with it. Listen. Get the book. And also get your savings and earnings report, and Nas and Ryan and Liza, who are on the stage right now, they are helping to get the message out. They're helping to get the message out. If you are inspired like they're inspired and you want to help get the message out, you can do that. You can go to the same card, ice10k.com. ice10k.com. That's ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com, and then put that in your phone or in your computer, and my digital business card will come up. And the first two buttons are how to become an affiliate for free, and then how to refer family and friends to us for this program. And it is so easy. Number one, if you refer somebody to us, they have to have at least one mortgage and be in debt at least $100,000. Okay? If you would do that and they become a client, we will send you $300 for every client that signs up that you send us. $300. Not even a car dealership would pay you that kind of money. Okay? So here's what we're saying. Remember, sign up to be an affiliate for free. And somebody already signed up this morning because it came across. All right. and she knows who she is. I just saw it. It came across. And thank you for filling that out. She did it even before. Listen, folks, even before she was invited, she filled it out. All right. Fill it out. Become an affiliate with us. And here's what you do. You don't have to even explain it. Find out if somebody is interested in saving money, paying off their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years without sacrificing lifestyle, without sacrificing funds you need to invest in your future. We can show you how to do that. Find out who wants to do that, and then send them to our YouTube channel to watch our videos. Watch the videos entitled How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years. Once they see that, then call them back in a day or two, no more than 48 hours. Do not let more than 48 hours go by before you call them back, because the interest starts to go down. We call it the 48-hour rule. Do not violate the 48-hour rule. Okay, so call them back, ask them if they want more information, and then you fill out the referral card with their name, with their number, with their with their email, with their zip code, and you place your name and number in the space that says who referred these good people. And our team will take it from there. And when they become a client, we will send you your $300, and we'll send it the way that you've indicated on the page, because you have to indicate how you want to get paid. All right. Once you indicate that, we're going to be good to go. All right. All right. So the younger family says, Let's highlight that. Let's put that up on the screen. Mr. Younger, Mrs. Younger, whoever it is. Okay. Is it Mr. Younger or Mrs. Younger that's talking to us today? The Younger family says, I am so happy I found you on this channel. Listen, I'm so glad. Listen, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, please. Anybody who's listening to this, subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell so that anytime we put up a new video, even when we put up the notification of a new video up, you will get a notification, and you can click on that thing, and when it comes live, you'll get notified. Listen, we're going to be right back here on Sunday as well with a brand new show talking about your finances, money, information you should have received in even junior high school, let alone high school and college. You should have received this information long time ago, because we are expected to use the most ubiquitous financial tool on the planet is the amortized loan, the interest-bearing loan, with absolutely no instruction. None. Zero. We get some advice from financial gurus, but we're finding out now that the advice that we get from them, folks, I can almost guarantee you any advice out there right now today, if it didn't come to the P.I.L.L method, you probably want to do the exact opposite of what they're teaching. Bring your problem, bring your concern, bring your question to the P.I.L.L method and find out the truth of your finances. Stop listening to these so-called experts. And you know whether to listen to it or not, because the advice that they give you, they will not back it up with the numbers like we're backing it up here. Speaking of the numbers, let's get back to my screen here. All right, let's get back to the screen. I want to show you what happens. I want to show you what happens, folks, when you have paid this loan down for 12 whole months, and you paid it down by $184.79. And the bank wanted to charge you $35,985.25. Naz, are you hearing that? Liza, are you hearing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so based on what based on what you read, based on what you've seen so far, I know I'm going to have to pay this loan down by $184.79. But do I have to give it to them in 12 monthly installments, sir?
No.
If I had it, could I pay it on line one? Nas, if I had $184.79 on this loan, could I pay it on line one if I wanted to?
No.
I could if I wanted to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have access to the YouTube right now.
That's okay. All right. That's okay. Listen, here's what I'm saying. You can, if you know how much money you're going to pay in the future, you do not have to wait to pay it. So if I could take that $184.79, pay it on line one, do you realize I'd be paid down to line 12 in just 1 month? Now, by prepaying $184, all right, by prepaying $184, I need everybody to listen to me here. By prepaying $184.79, it saves me $32,987.77.
So I got a quick question, and I might have missed this.
Come on.
What's the process of prepaying? Like how, my mortgage is due every 5th of the month, and I have it set up automatically to pay the exact mortgage, $3,000, right?
Right.
But my mortgage company told me I can only pay down on the principal after the mortgage has been satisfied. So I set that up for the 7th
right.
of each month. So how do I prepay? Like, And
Okay, here's what prepayment means.
Okay.
Before the next payment is due, any monies can be applied to principal. Now, here's what I would do. I would first go online to see if they have an online presence or a payment portal online. That's the first thing I would do.
Okay.
And I would also look for and see if there is a line that says, is there a place where you can put a principal payment only? I would look for that.
Okay.
Okay. And if it's there, you can use that line. And they're right. You have to make a full payment first before you can put even an extra dime on principal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, here is the thing. The people who answer the phone, have they ever been taught how a mortgage actually works?
Not at all.
Not at all, brother. Not at all.
You have to go to a specific department that takes you to another department. That it's a shit show.
They do not know, and their employers don't want them to know what you know now. Right now, you reading 3 pages from my book and coming into this room for the first time, you know more about how loans work than 99.99% of all loan officers on the planet today, if they have not watched my videos.
That's a gem. Like I've only read maybe about 5 pages into it, 6 pages.
Yeah.
And I just snapped and executed.
Okay. I want to read to you guys what the Younger family is saying to me now. Okay. And it's Mr. Younger, by the way. Mr. Younger says, I'm about to sign up now. Folks, I need you to do what Mr. Younger is doing. He is going to find out how much money, oh boy, how much extra money and interest he does not have to pay the bank. He's going to find that out. Okay. He also going to find out the month, day, and year he could be debt free. And the average is 7 to 9 years. Some pay it off sooner. Some take a little bit longer, depending on what's going on in the family. But folks, you do not have to be stuck in that 30-year mortgage and be beat up by the banks year after year after year. Mr. Younger or Nas, you know what's going to happen when you're in that mortgage for between 5 and 7 years? You know what's going to happen?
No.
I can tell you. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to start receiving mail. And you're going to start receiving phone calls for you to refinance that loan. Mail, listen, they're going to, listen, even your own bank is going to send you information on, we want to save you money. It's time to save money, Nas. You need to refinance this loan so you can save money. Now, let me ask you something. If your bank sends you a notice to refinance to save money, who would have to be losing money?
Us, because the bank is never trying to lose.
The bank is never trying to lose. But if they're telling you, if you do this, you're going to save money, they would have to be losing money, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And they're never going to be in that position, are they?
No.
So we're not really saving, are we?
It's funny that you bring this up because, like I said, I've been paying my mortgage faithfully for the last 2 years. And, I was trying to do the Burr method, right? Like pull out the equity.
Yep.
It's been about 2.5 years. And when I tried to pull out the equity, everywhere I went, the most I could pull out, I want to say was like around 50,000 at 55,000. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to pull out nothing less than 100K. So it just hit me like, where has my payments been going to? My payments have just really been going to interest. Now, if I did the P.I.L.L method from mortgage payment 1, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know.
Come on.
Maybe my equity would be a lot higher, right?
Yes.
Because I'm paying, so yeah.
You have more equity for less money and interest. More equity for less money and interest, sir. That's what would be happening to you. And that's where we want to get you. If you're a real estate investor, especially the Burr method. In fact, we're going to be talking about that on Sunday. Do you know what we call that? The iceberg method.
I'll see you on Sunday.
Okay, not iceberg, iceberg. Burr stands for you're going to buy the property, folks. You're going to buy the property. Then you're going to rehab the property. Then you're going to rent the property. Okay. Then you're going to refinance the property, get the cash out, and then you're going to repeat the process. That's the Burr method. Oh, man. But when we add iceberg to it, when it is time to refinance, you're going to get 5 times the equity at a much lower interest cost. So when it comes time to do the Burr method, you're going to be able to refinance 7 to 10 years sooner than most people that are doing this method to get their money out. 7 to 10 years sooner at a much lower interest cost. Now, what could you do, Nas? What could you do with that?
A whole lot.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about on Sunday. The iceberg method. I want to thank you for bringing that. But see, we're supposed to be talking about that, I think, a few weeks ago. But let's. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to make some changes. We're going to make that the show on Sunday. We're going to be here on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. That's 7:30 a. I'm sorry. Take that back. Rewind. 9:30 a.m. Eastern. 8:30 a.m. Central. All right. If you can't be here, then you can watch the replay you can listen to the replay on Clubhouse. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You're going to, for the first time, we're going to reveal the iceberg method. Start telling folks, everybody, get in here on Sunday. We're going to actually be in another club. We're going to be in the Mortgage Syndicate Club. We join forces with them on Monday, and we're going to put that show up today so everybody can go ahead and RSVP so that you'll get notified when we are on. Iceberg method, folks. Get your money faster, get your money cheaper, and then build your wealth at a phenomenal rate and stop spending your kids' inheritance on interest. I want to show you a little bit of math here, folks. We're going to go back to the screen. If I prepay only $184.79, I can knock off a year's worth of payments with this loan because my principal payments are so tiny. Remember, folks, control the principal payment. You can control the loan. And Don, and somebody's going to say, but Don, look at these interest payments here. Look at these interest payments. $2,999. And so what's the rule here, folks? I need somebody to either type the rule or tell me the rule about interest payments. Control the principal payment. You control the loan. What's the rule about huge interest payments? Can anybody put it in the chat? Can anybody come on off mic and tell me? All right, I'm looking for somebody to type it. Put it in there. Interest payments I skip don't matter. Interest payments I skip don't matter. $184.79 in this loan prepaid helps me to skip 11 interest payments I don't have to make. How amazing is that? When you guys actually understand how to read this thing. Watch this, watch this, watch this. What if you had an extra $405? Daniel said, interest payments I skipped don't matter. All right. What if you had an extra $405? Look at that. It saves you $68,000 in interest and cuts off 2 years. Oh, let's do it again. $646.03. Okay. What if you had some real money? What if you had $5,000 to prepay and it made sense? Here's what I'm saying, folks. Our program will tell you exactly how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on. That's why we put the link to our program in the chat, in the comment section today, so that people can know there's a whole system behind this thing. The reason why we're doing this show today is because somebody who's been listening to me for months thought for some reason we had a course. So it's not a course. It's education and it's artificial intelligence. It's technology and education combined. They call it augmented machine learning. Augmented machine learning. You have the machine that's doing the calculations, but you have a human being that's in charge of feeding the different data into the program, because we need to feed the program monthly with current financial data. Just tell the program how much you're spending and how much you're making. That's it. Point and click. How much are you spending? How much are you making? The program tells you what to do after that. It'll tell you on this day, take this money, this amount of money to the penny, apply it to this debt in this month, and we will calculate for you the interest savings and then post it in your program. All right? We're going to post it for you in your program. How about that? Once we post it for you in your program, we're just going to keep track of it. How much interest you're saving the whole time. It's going to be phenomenal. All right. So let me go ahead and let me just say we had an extra $5,000. I'm going to scroll down here till we see $5,000 in principal prepayment. I want to show you something. $5,000. Do you see this line 120? That's 10 years in. 10 years in on a 30-year mortgage. If you had an extra $5,000 to place on this mortgage, okay, then it knocks off 10 years and 4 months and saves $365,791 in interest you never have to pay. Isn't this amazing? Have you ever seen anything like that before? Even at these high interest rates, folks, you can be in complete control of all of your debt now by using the P.I.L.L method opportunity cost calculator. All right. Let me go to my website. All right. Go to the website. I'm going to go there now. We're going to pull up website on a different tab. And we're going to scroll down and then get a savings. Right? View the calculator. So I'm going to click on the button that says view the calculator so you can have an idea of what our AI looks like. The artificial intelligence that will actually make sure that you do the math. Now, why do you need the education then? The education is so that you can actually set the program up correctly and make sure that it constantly gets good information. And it's going to take some time from you. All right. It's going to take some time for you. So for this family I have on the screen here, they're going to save $179,730.53 in interest. We're going to tell them that right off the bat. And guess what? They're going to be paid off in 7.4 years. But they have to report to the program monthly. Yeah. They're going to take about 20 minutes a month to update this program in order for them to save $179,000 in interest they don't have to pay, and in order for them to be out of debt in 7.4 years. Folks, that is a deal all day. Because I know if I offered you a job to work for me for 20 minutes a month, okay, and in 7.4 years I would pay you $179,000, I think y'all would sign up for that job. I absolutely love what we're doing here today. So I've been checking the chat. All right, been checking the chat. Let me check to see if there are any other hands up. I see some new people in here. I see Velma in here. I see Arbus in here. All right, I see Natalie still here and Helen. Giovanni is back. All right, Miranda, you've been here the whole time. Daniel is back again. All right. Let's see. Is it Riza? All right. If I'm mispronouncing your name, I'm sorry. But Brenda, I see you. Brenda, you're faithful. All right. Brenda, you need to raise your hand more, come up on stage and talk sometime. All right. Because you're here all the time. And you listen, people want to hear from you. All right. Don't think they don't. Okay. All right, Brenda. All right. Because I would love to tell people who you are, but I can't. Only you can tell people who you are unless you give me permission. But folks, it is such a pleasure to be here with you and to share this information. I wanted to bring this clear. I want to make this very clear that the education, we have it. The technology, we have it. There is no other company on the planet that has it yet. Will there be other companies that will try to reproduce what we've done? Yeah, they're probably working on it right now, but guess what? We've got 17 years on them already. It's going to take a while for them to catch up. So will every family have some sort of opportunity cost calculator to help them to manage their funds? I believe every home will have one. Even though, remember the days, I guess some of you are too young. There's some older people in here. Remember the days when microwave ovens were new back in the 70s and everybody was afraid of them, especially the men, since if you get too close, it'll make you sterile. Now every home has one. Nope, maybe they have 2 or 3. Microwave ovens. Do you remember when computers were as big as houses? And somebody, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, we're telling you, every home is going to have a computer. People thought they were crazy. And now I got a computer in my hand. I'm talking to you on a computer. I'm using an iPad. Listen, I've got a laptop that I've got, I'm watching 3 screens on a laptop and talking to you right now using software that didn't even exist a few years ago. The time that we're living in is amazing. It's time out to stop using pencil and paper and a cheap dime store calculator trying to beat the bank at their own game because somebody online said this was easy. Somebody online said this is all you have to do is, you don't need Don's program. All you have to do is, you can't beat the bank at what they're doing. They've been doing it too long. Their computers run the whole thing. And you're going to beat their computer with a pencil and paper and a cheap dime store calculator. Not even happening. It may seem easy because we've taken a very complicated system and simplified it. Something that has been simplified, and you want to write it down. Something that has been simplified doesn't mean it's simple. It just means somebody's put in some hard work that all you have to do is click a few buttons and get these kinds of results. And not only get the results, but they're guaranteed for life. Oh, I'm excited today. I'm excited today. right, let me go back. Let me go back to what we're talking about here and how this. Let me see how these numbers that we just talked about. Okay, now this is an extreme. This is an extreme situation where we're talking about saving money that we don't have to pay to our that we don't have to pay the bank. We want to make sure that our children and our children's children have the money that they're supposed to receive from our legacy. Okay, they're supposed to have that. All right. Aren't you tired of every generation starting out from zero? Okay. No money is being passed on. How are we supposed to develop if we're not passing on our resources? All right. So, folks, I want to share. Let me bring this up. Bring something else up here. All right. And I'm going to move this. No, I don't want to move this over to here. And I'm going to bring up some past things that we've done for some people. Okay. And let me bring this one up. Okay. So this is a client that in 5 years, they were supposed to do this on their loan. They have a loan of $204,000 and the interest rate is at 4%. And to make it easy, the bank wants $143,000 in interest on this loan. $143,000. That's how much interest they want. Okay. Hi, LaShawn. I see you down there with your balloon from Clubhouse, and congratulations on another on your anniversary here in Clubhouse. And anytime you want to come to the stage, just come on up. All right. So just raise your hand and we'll bring you up. So, folks, here's what I got on the screen now. If you're new to the room and you want to see what we have up on the screen, go to YouTube, search P.I.L.L Method, and come on up. All right. She says, thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. She put it in the chat. Okay. So the bank wants $143,018 in interest on a $204,000 loan. And here's what's crazy about it. They told us the interest rate is only 4%. The interest rate is only 4%, but they want $143,000 on a $204,000 loan. Folks, that's not 4%. We put it on right on the page. Do you realize every one of our clients gets one of these? It's called a comparative. So we can compare what the bank is doing against what we can do when we have the right resources, the right tools. 71.87%. That's how much interest the bank wants you to pay. 78%, but they get to call it 4. Yeah. So watch this. Once they follow the P.I.L.L method, they don't have to pay $143,000 to manage this loan. They can pay $41,000 to manage this loan. $41,000 to manage the loan. All right. Once they manage that loan, they can pay it off in 7.5 years, saving themselves $108,000 in interest. They can take that money. All right. They could take that money over the next 20 years or so and turn it into an extra $815,000. And that is a 1% return on their money. Only 1%. What if they could get 6 or 7 or even 10% return on their money? Do you know that this family will become a millionaire family by investing money they would have given to the bank that they didn't need to give to the bank? Whatever else they're doing to ensure their family's well-being, we can add to it now earnings from interest we no longer have to pay the bank ever. And guess what a lot of the families are doing once we help them to pay off their debt in 7.5 years? They're putting a renter in this house. They're keeping it. They're not selling it. They're keeping it. They said, well, we know we don't have to have a large down payment now to because we have the P.I.L.L method. And the P.I.L.L method says never put a large down payment on a mortgage. Never, ever put a large down payment on a mortgage, ever. Only put the minimum down that is required to put you in a position so that you can acquire the property. Put the least amount down. And if you need a payment, if you need the payment structured, then you could put a little extra to get the payment where you need it. But no more than that, folks. Do not put a large down payment on a loan. It's just not worth it to you. And then you can take that money instead and invest it so that you can turn that money into $815,000. That's just for this family. Just for this family. All right. Do I have any questions in the chat? Do I have any questions online? Do I have anybody who wants to come to the stage? Folks, we're coming to the end of our show. We only have about 20 minutes left. Okay. And so many times people, they hit me up in the back channel and want me to ask questions after we're off the show. Folks, put it in on the show so other people can benefit from your question. I understand that sometimes you want your stuff to be private, and you know that we will guard your privacy, with all due regard. We will guard your privacy. And maybe that's why you wait till after the show to contact us. But listen, if you have a comment or a question, it will help so many people. Okay? No stingy energy. Let's give so it can be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Okay, so that we'll come back to you. Sow the wind and weep the whirlwind. Come on now, let's bring it home so people can learn to give, so it can be given back to you. That's what we're about in this room right now. So I am so thankful. We're going to be wrapping things up here in just a little bit. We're wrapping things up a little earlier than we normally do, because we just don't want to ramble. I want to be able to answer questions if there is a question. Daniel has a question here. He says, what about PMI if I make a smaller down payment? Daniel, what an awesome question. Let's cover that. Let's cover PMI, because I've got a PowerPoint that covers that. Would you like to see it? Yeah, even if you don't, we're going to see it. Okay, because it's going to help me. So I'm bringing up that and a particular situation. Daniel asked a very good question, because I could make enough of a down payment to avoid PMI. All right. And so we're going to go to what's called down payment deception. We're going to put that on the screen. Down payment deception. Let me move this screen over to here. No, not that. I want to move that over to here so I can see what's going on. We're going to do a quick test on my PowerPoint. All right. And see what happens. All right. Boom. All right. And I got to switch screens, Kurt. So because it's going over to the other screen. So let me put that up for you. Okay. And we're going to stop this screen, and then we're going to switch to this other screen. Present, share screen, and we're going to go over here to screen 2. All right. We're going to pull this over to here, and then we're going to find down payment deception, and we're going to answer that question for you. Okay. And let me see here. There it is. Got it. Boom. All right. And we're putting it on the screen now. All right, Kurt, you should be able to bring that up. There we go. Daniel, that was a great question to take us out today. Here is somebody who used to live across the street from me. All right. And here is the situation he asked me about. A local businessman is building a home for $400,000. And here's what he asked. Should he put $100,000 down on his mortgage to buy this house so he can finance $300,000 instead of $400,000, and this much money would have helped him to eliminate paying PMI, private mortgage insurance. Okay, private mortgage insurance. So here's what we're doing. All right. So boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is good. So I said, this is what you need to do, sir. I told him that he needs the $400,000 mortgage instead of the $300,000 mortgage. Do not put that $100,000 down. You put enough down to get into the house. That's all you need to do. And he says, well, why do that? So here is how he broke it down to me, because he's an engineer. He says, Don, we're going to do a comparison for you here, because obviously you're missing the point. Okay. Because now if I put the $100,000 down, my payment is only $1,264.81 instead of $1,686. All right. At $400,000, the bank wants me to pay $207,000 in interest over 30 years instead of $155,000. All right. Plus, I got to pay PMI. And I said, okay, let me show you what we're talking about. He says, no, Don, I'm not done. I need you to see this. The difference in interest paid, because you're not seeing what I'm talking about. The interest paid is between the $400,000 loan and the $300,000 loan. I'm going to save $51,779.60 in interest I don't have to pay. And that's not even counting the fact that I'm not paying PMI. Hello, doctor. I see you there. Okay. All right. So, and then I said, listen, here's what I want you to see, sir. We're going to put up an amortization schedule, all right, for the $400,000 loan. And I want you to see, if you get the $400,000 loan and you make the first payment here. Then I asked him, where is your $100,000? He said, it's still in the bank. I said, what if you did this? Make your first payment and now apply your $100,000 to principal instead of doing a down payment. This is called a prepayment. I need you to see where he would be when he does this. He would be all the way down in month 2. He would be all the way down on line 125 on his amortization schedule. That's where he would be. All right. And now we're going to do some more math. And this is where we are, Daniel. I'm so glad you brought this up. By applying the $100,000 prepayment instead of a down payment to your $400,000 mortgage, you save $110,000 right now. He was trying to save $51,700 over 30 years. It would take him 30 years to realize that savings. We're showing him in one move with his $100,000 how he can knock $110,000 off his mortgage instantly. He never has to pay. What do you say about that? The next thing that we showed him was this. You just knocked 10 years, 3 months of payments off your 30-year loan. If you put your $100,000 down as a down payment, you start on payment number 1, paying off your $300,000 mortgage. This way, you start out on payment number 125. Let me show you something else. Let me go back. I'm going to go back. I got to put this back on the screen. So, folks, let me show you something. If he puts it down as a prepayment, he's down on payment number 125. He knocks off over 10 years. But doesn't he still have a $300,000 mortgage by doing it this way? Huh? It's the same $100,000. He still gets a $300,000 mortgage. But then you might ask, Daniel, what about PMI? The only problem with my solution to this, Daniel, is he does have to pay PMI for 1 month. He has to pay PMI for just 1 month. That's it. Then he applies and has the PMI taken off. But he uses $100,000 more wisely. Daniel, what do you say about that? Daniel's just clapping himself. I got Shauna. Listen, she's waving and saying hi. Listen, folks, this is what we're talking about. I need you to understand that what is going on is that we are being educated to turn over our finances that should be helping our family to the banks. We're turning it over to them when we should be building generational wealth for our families. How can we do that when we're giving away so much of our money we don't have to? And remember, if you give it away in interest, you can't also invest that money. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I want to put back on the screen, we just have a few minutes left. I want to put back on the screen right now how you can get a savings and earnings report. Go ahead. Let's put that up on the screen. Get a savings and earnings report, folks, and know that today you can start your journey. You can start your journey of continuing to do something that is so incredible that finally, for 89 years, this information has been kept from the general public. We're only getting it out here on this channel. This is why we took this to the internet. This is why we're here 3 times a week, getting this information out, because no one else is teaching it. This is why I need your help. So to do this, folks, you want to get a savings and earnings report if you're listening. You can know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt-free and how much interest you're going to save. And your interest savings pays for your lifetime program. And your lifetime program has a lifetime guarantee. We guarantee your results for a lifetime. On any subsequent mortgage you get after that, you can pay off this mortgage. We're still going to guarantee. You can pay off the next mortgage and we'll guarantee it. So pay off the next mortgage and we'll guarantee that too. Yes, we're going to continue to guarantee it for your natural life. Our company will guarantee what you're doing. Now, here's the next thing you want to know. Get your savings and earnings report, and know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt-free, how much interest you're going to save, and we'll also give you an indication of your potential earnings with the money you save that you can add to what you're already doing to secure your family's future. And for some families, that means an extra $1 million or more to your bottom line. Wow. That's what we're talking about. And how do I get your help? I'm asking you. David says, this is life-changing information. Thank you, David. Daniel says, amazing. All right. And okay. All right, folks. I need you to do this for me. I need your help. If you've been inspired today, go to ice10k.com. It is at the top of the room in Clubhouse. We're going to put it on the screen so that you can see it online. Go there, click on that, open it up, and you can become an affiliate with us. You can help us. I need your help. Our whole company needs your help. Okay. We're growing our company just so that we can now take all the phone calls that are going to be, that we have to handle, because we are asking the entire country to help us. And the 8 other countries we do business in right now. We're asking you to help us by becoming an affiliate for free. Go to ice10k.com and click on that button and fill out that information. And then the people that you send to us, it's going to be very simple. They to be eligible to get your $300 referral bonus. All they have to have is at least $100,000 in debt and a mortgage. If they have at least $100,000 in debt and a mortgage, then if they want to get out of debt faster, easier, and cheaper, then send them to our YouTube channel and let them start watching our videos. You don't have to say another word. You don't have to explain anything. Just find out if they want to get these results. And if they do, send them to the YouTube channel. Then all you do is give them a call. No longer, don't take any longer than 48 hours. After 48 hours, that's the 48-hour rule. Don't violate it. Call them within the 48-hour time frame. All right. And go ahead and ask them, do they want more information? If they say yes, that's all you're looking for. If they say yes, then say, we're going to have somebody call you. Get their information, name, phone number, email address, and zip code. Put it into the form. Put your name in as the referring partner, your name and your phone number, and our staff will take over from there. Once that person becomes a client, we will send you out your $300 referral bonus. And some of you will do so well, you can actually qualify for a $1,000 referral bonus. Oh, let's talk about that. And when you have an opportunity, just come on board with us, folks. I want to thank you for being here. We're going to be right back here on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to go over the ice burr method. You want to be in the room. Okay. I need you to look up burr. Just Google it and you can start reading all about it. B-R-R-R-R. B and 4 R's. Google it. See what it says. And you can understand how when we plug in the P.I.L.L method to it, how more valuable the burr method becomes. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to be right back here on Sunday. I'm loving every single bit of it. And is there one last question or anything before we get out of here? If not, then we're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time as we say goodbye to everyone online and on Clubhouse. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I had a really good time. It was an exciting show. See you on Sunday.